I failed to make a game. The idea I came up with was called Sick Stuff. It was a concept of diep.io with space-like flight mechanics. I thought this idea would be pretty cool to implement, as it would be relatively simple to create a character that functioned correctly and also a little world for it. I wrote up the documents for it, as you can see in the background, and I talked through the game mechanics. For example, when it came to core mechanics of the game, you had your 6 degrees of freedom movement, which is full 6 axes, which allowed the player to move up, down, left and right, and rotate their ship left and right, like you do in Space Engineers, Star Citizen, or any other space game you play. The concept would include AI ships, which when you destroy, drop you tier upgrades, which I'll go deeper into afterwards. And there would be enemy players. I was considering just some light multiplayer, and that would allow you and your friends to face off against each other. You'd join the session, you'd play against each other, and whoever came number 1 on the leaderboard would win. Now, how did you get to number 1 on the leaderboard, you may ask? Well, the concept included upgrade modules. You collected upgrade modules based on enemy players or enemy AI ships that you destroy. AI would grant you lower tier ones, while players would grant you higher tier ones. And what would happen is, as you collected them, they would not automatically apply to you, but instead you would go to upgrade stations, which you would fly through. These would be on different asteroids in the level, and you'd fly through them, and you'd apply upgrades based on how many upgrade modules you had collected prior. The more you collected before you went to an upgrade station would enhance the ship's performance even better. So if you collected 5 versus having 1, it would automatically apply a higher tier of upgrades for each one. This allowed a very nice progression curve, including gameplay that incentivized risk or reward. The more modules you upgrade, the more powerful you would be in a shorter span of time. But the risk that came with that is, well, you could go and grab a bunch and then fly through. Another player could be just slowly upgrading, grabbing modules, then upgrade, and repeat that. And they would be able to take you out easier while you hold all the other modules. And then if they kill you, they get rewarded with all the module upgrades that you are holding. The game was also going to include environmental obstacles such as debris fields, asteroid belts, and different ship hazards that could destroy or damage your ship. You would have a shield system and a health system. Your health would not regenerate, but your shield would. And then the concept would include an art style of a low poly aesthetic with some post-processing that would enhance the scene. I had some ideas such as these ones you see in the background here. And the music would be some synthwave with a mix of sci-fi techno. You may be wondering, well, this game sounds like a great idea. Or maybe it isn't, depending on who you are. But why did it not come to fruition? Well, the reason for that is because while I was programming the mechanics of the player movement, it turned out that it's not possible in Unreal unless I learn C++, which I obviously don't understand at the moment. I was doing some research, and what ends up happening is, you'll see in the background here, when I implement the controls, all is fine, all the movement works until you look straight up or you look straight down. In doing so, the movement inverts itself and the whole gameplay just falls apart. From what I could see, this is known as a gimbal lock. This gimbal lock causes the camera's axis to invert as you bring it up or back down. This unfortunately causes a huge issue. It means that no matter what I do, the movement will never correct itself. It'll never play with itself correctly. And pretty much I cannot solve this problem unless I pay for a pack that already has this movement implemented, or if there is C++ coding on my end. Now, what I'm considering is I'll leave this idea until the summertime, and I will implement my own code in C++ after I learn it and create this game, because it's something I want to create. It sounds fun, and I want your opinions from what you've heard from me, and I want your opinions from the overview. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and if you know how to solve this gimbal problem, please let me know below, something with blueprints or an easy fix for it. And if you did enjoy this video, do drop a sub, because I'll have a lot more content coming out in the next few weeks.